Now let's broad this out by speaking with a legal practitioner, Pelumi Olajengbesi, who is joining me live from our studio in Abuja to discuss this discussion in court order. Thank you so much for speaking with us on the Midday News. What's your reading of the Igboho and Co, their saga, and the current pronouncement of the court, or the recent request of the court?
Well, the pronouncement of the court is in tandem with the demands of our constitution. The position of our law in Nigeria is that every person accused or suspected to have committed a crime, such a person is presumed to be innocent until the person is found guilty by a court of competent jurisdiction. Igboho and of course the 12 persons that were arrested in his house and who have been detained by the DSS are still innocent. They enjoy the benefit. They are entitled to the benefit and all the privileges that is provided in our constitution. And in view of this, nobody can label them, nobody can detain them, nobody can oppress them. I think our law is such that state actors must not use the instrumentality of power to suppress and oppress the people. And that is why we approach the court. I would demand that the court should compel them to produce these persons that were unlawfully detained. Because they are unlawfully detained because the law is settled that when a person is suspected to have committed a crime, the person should be charged to court within 24 hours and worst case scenario 48 hours. But today, as I speak to you, you agree with me that they have been in the DSS detention for almost 20 days. And so we're glad today that the court has re-emphasized the fact that there is no way and there is no powers within the laws or within the ambit of the DSS to detain anyone unlawfully beyond 48 hours. And so the court has declared and the court has ordered that DSS should produce all these persons hopefully by the next adjourned date.
Well, when do we begin to look into the matters where the agencies who are supposed to uphold the tenets of law, and when they begin to go foul or run foul of the provisions of the law, like for instance, holding someone for more than 24 hours, how do we begin to look at these issues to ensure that justice is usually and always served?
Yeah, thank you.
Well, if you can hear me, I'm trying to find out what's your legal understanding about those who are supposed to carry out the law itself, and then when they begin to run foul of the provisions of the law, but for instance, holding someone beyond 24 hours as stipulated by the law, when do we begin to look at these issues to ensure that justice is served as soon as possible? I'm afraid
sordid narrative in our political experience as a people, and it is important because we cannot continue like this. Every government have duty to ensure that the laws made are protected, the laws made are respected. Now we have our laws in place and these laws are made for the people. However, there are instances of consultation like we have seen in the characteristics displayed by the DSS that some elements believe that they are above the law. And in any democracy where people act beyond the law, where people act beyond the law, such cannot be referred to as a constitutional democracy. I mean, but then you need to understand that the character and the value system of every government will determine the extent of regard and respect for the law. So for me, I'm just going to advise that those who are trusted with position of authority should ensure that our laws must be taken seriously, and so that the society can grow and evolve within the principles of the law. Now, what the court has done today is to show to the world that Nigerians can actually run to the judiciary as the last hope of the common man. These people were arrested in a Gestapo manner in Oyo State, and they were transferred to Abuja, and they've been kept incommunicado, no access to their lawyer, they don't have access to their family. But we're glad today that the court has actually declared that these people should be produced before the court, because like I said the other time, they enjoy the benefit of presumption of innocence. And so I am greatly concerned that we have a situation where people who are saddled with the responsibility of enforcing our law.
Right. Right. Legal practitioner Pelumi Olajengbesi, I'm afraid we're out of time. We need to just let it go. Thank you so much for speaking with us. We'll definitely keep close tabs on the development.